Hi everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's okay. So today I am VOD reviewing Draxx. Draxx is essentially one of my lovely members of my community, and this is actually his 5th VOD. I feel as though I've VOD reviewed him the most basically and stuff like that. So we're going to be looking at Draxx today. We have the the Infinite Seer skin on. I quite like this one. I feel as though it's really cute, especially with the new skin. The new golden gun and stuff like that. It's great. We're just going to be looking at Draxx today and seeing where we can improve on Draxx. Draxx is Silver 5. He has recently moved to PC and is in Silver now, which is a great step up and stuff like that. And we did do one, I think about a week ago and stuff like that. So we're going to see whether there's anything we can kind of add on to what we said last week, or maybe some new things that we can say as well. Once again, you can get your own VOD reviews. There are 5,000 channel points on my Twitch. You essentially can just come along and just save them up, and I do them on Mondays, so you can redeem them then. Of course, you can just come and chill with my lovely community, or you're more than welcome to, just lurk and enjoy the streams basically. So we're gonna look at this comp. We have a very weird comp for Havana, I'm gonna be very honest, because we have a Pharah. It's very, very rare that you'll see a Pharah on Havana, just because it's, especially in the higher ranks, it's very hit scan dominated. But it's fine, we know obviously that's going to be our main blue beam target. Bap is also a great one to damage boost. Sombra is going to be one of those that you don't really want to damage boost or be with unless she's near you basically and she's uncloaked. If she's cloaked, you don't want to touch her at all because you don't want to give away position. And Doom, obviously, you don't really want to because obviously he'll want to dive into the back guy, a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, just before playing this, I watched a tier list of target priority with Mercy. Yes, it's great, honestly. I need to do one myself as well on my on my TikTok at some point. I have a script for it. I just haven't recorded it yet because I know it's going to take me a while to record it. But yeah. So obviously we know the junk trap's going to be there. Be sure to get your pistol out ready. Or at least. This is what I always love, by the way, about people with Junkrat's, because you know the trap is going to be there. You've literally just said the Junkrat lay it down, and then your Pharah still walks into it. Anyways, we've used lamp already, which isn't great. But yeah, anyways, so playing with Pharah. With your Pharah, you want to be playing very much in your cover. Now, obviously, there isn't very much cover on this map, so can't really do much. Lovely use of cover already, though. I really like that. If you wanted to do this GA, a great GA that you can do here to help your Pharah is GA up onto this green building here, and just park yourself from in here. The only issue, because this is one of the biggest issues with playing Pharah on one of these maps, is because it's so open. Specifically this first point, you can get away with playing a little bit more in other, you can get away with playing Pharah more in some of the other other points is what I mean. Seconds is obviously really great. I was going to heal Doom. Yeah, but you don't need to. Remember that with your Doom, your Doom is your Doom is in there. I don't mind obviously that you're pushing the point now, that's fine, because obviously your team's going to be able to finish that off. Don't worry about healing Doom here. That's kind of your Baptiste job and stuff like that. And especially if it's really far in, you don't need to. Here you want to kind of GA, okay. Yeah. Okay, awesome. No, okay. You need to be what's it called? You need to play a little bit more in these covers and stuff like that. So what's it called? You need to be damage boosting these not damage. You need to be playing on these high grounds and stuff like that, right? For example, when you slingshot it over here, you can't stand up on this bit. Instead you want to be going down here and damage boosting on top of this high ground and stuff like that. And then you want to be GAing and playing over this part basically. It's a little bit awkward because obviously it is Havana. But it's fine. We'll keep going. Nice heals. Once your Doomfist is quite healthy though, I'd be looking for your Pharah, which you are doing, which is lovely. Let's get hacked out. I'd still be what's it called? You didn't need to drop. I felt like you could have just stayed up on that high ground, but it's all good. I'm gonna say the exact same to you right now. As I did to a lot of people, because I've seen a lot of people playing with Pharahs today, right? You we need to get into the habit of what's it called? cancelling GAs instead of using slingshots. Because if you cancel if you fly to like where your Pharah is or like near your Pharah and cancel the GA, it then means you can just like fly and just kind of hang about like this instead of like slingshotting into them and then slingshotting somewhere else, right? The reasoning is because it helps save your GA cooldown because it will only have like the normal 1.5 seconds. If you start like doing a weird like slingshot trying to keep like where you are, it increases the GA cooldown, which if you do end up getting dove by your like the diva or excuse me, say if, like the Sombra like hacks you and stuff like that, then obviously, you know, it means that that GA is not going to be on cooldown for when you need it. So just kind of get used to cancelling those GAs when you're pocketing Pharahs, okay? So, going with her, that's perfect. Lovely waiting for her. That's great. Playing in that cover. Lovely, lovely. Lovely look back to make sure your map's okay, which is nice. Still playing with your Pharah? Yes. Nice. I just think overall, just like try to be careful, like GAing up to her and stuff like that. Okay, Draxx, do you have it where you have to hold the GA in order to like have the GA, or do you just press it once and it sends the GA? Because then it'll help me explain the next part to you. Because it depends on like what Guardian Angel setting you have on. Because I remember to explain this to Mitch like literally in the VOD that I've just done before this. But yeah. Because it's better just to explain it in like which one you do. Okay. Draxx, when you play, do you have to like hold, like, do you just hold it? Okay. So, I'll talk about both then basically. So, if you hold the GA, then you just let go of it and it stops the GA. If you have it so you press it once and it sends the GA, you have to then press the GA button again to stop the GA, right? I have it so it's on the one where you press it once and you have to press it again to stop it. That's how you cancel the GA. You can also just like let the GA, what's it called? Yeah, it's GA toggle on or off, but I cannot remember which like way around it is. So it's better just to describe it to people. Yeah, I think default it's on because I just use the default for that one, which I think is on. I know it's the controversial one because I know a lot of people say to use it off. But yeah. So Draxx, if you need to press it once, if you press it again, then it stops the GA. As long as you're doing it like within like obviously the GA range and stuff like that. That's how you're able to cancel a GA, right? So you need to like I'm gonna say this to a lot of like people that play with Pharahs and stuff like that. Instead of like flinging yourself about with these slingshots and stuff like that, be cancelling those GAs instead, okay? And just kind of like look and think when's like the best timing to GA with your Pharah, right? Because at the moment, like, you're banging your head quite a lot when you're doing, like, these GAs and stuff like that. So, yeah. Great position here. The only thing is that I try to play, because you can play, like, right the way back here if needed, or just, like, hug this corner. You want to be, like, doing either the two. Because being stood here is very susceptible to people, like, just walking through and just shooting at you. But we'll keep going. Always wanted to rotate, which is great. Once again, I would have done a cancel GA just to kind of like stay with her. What are we doing here? I would just... Where's your Pharah? Where's your Pharah? Oh, your Pharah's above you. Honestly, just stay with your Pharah here and stuff like that. So, like... Because at the moment, you're kind of like looking at the payload, like, we need to move it. That's not your priority. That's not your issue. You have, like, already your BAP on it. Like, you don't need to be doing that. You should just, like, what's it called? Stay with your Pharah here and keep her in your LOS. Nice. Okay, so we still play with Pharah, which is great. Be sure to heal her up. Lovely. You do not need to bulk here. Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna talk about this, okay? So, we don't need to bulk here. This is no need to bulk, okay? Because you're helping this Pharah. If your Pharah falls here, this isn't your problem, okay? Because, you know, she was the one that was struggling up to get up here and stuff like that. You've done all you can to keep this Pharah alive. And then... also when you Valk, because she was still alive when you Valked, I'll go back to it just to kind of like show it off a little bit more. Sadly I'm going to like rewatch this entire thing, right? This was a great GA over here. I like this GA. Obviously playing with her, right? So you're going to go and heal her while she's being DPS by the Ana. That's great. You're helping her. So by Valking, she can still get shot by this Honor. And it actually, this is such an annoying thing with Valk, which I wish they would change. But whenever you Valk, it disconnects the beams for like a second. And I think that's kind of what ends up kind of not so much killing your Pharah, but it means that she loses that little bit of HP that she might have needed to help stay alive. Now, if you want to res here, I would wait till the Junkrats use the concussion mine. Because you're a Junkrat player yourself, Draxx, you know. Obviously, the Junkrat, how will he try and cancel the Mercy res? By using the concussion mine and booping her away, right? So you have to wait for Junkrat to use that concussion mine. Try and bait it out by like looking like you're going to go for the res. Bait it out and then do it like above his head. So obviously he'll like struggle to hit you and stuff like that. Sadly, it doesn't end up getting cancelled. We go back to the team, which is perfect. Push the damage boost. Absolutely lovely. Be sure to heal her up. Nice. Nice. You know you don't have res. Okay, get your... Honestly, I get my Glock out on that. What's called? I'll let Junkrat right now. Okay, nice. Go back to your Pharah. Obviously, we're playing point. That's fine. Don't worry too much about your team here. Like, honestly, you might as well just be on payload duty here. And honestly, you're doing the right thing. Just being on the point here. Just letting them kind of do their thing. Obviously, ends up getting picked off. That's fine. It would help if your bat was, like, with you. Lovely escape. I wouldn't be looking... Oh, okay. I was about to say, try and, like, make sure you know, like, the direction of the orb before you go in. But nice. I would have tried to look to, like, GA into here. But apart from that, we're doing all right. Obviously, we do get trapped. A little bit of panic, because obviously you know there's the Bastion there. Nice help on the, what's called, the Doomfist. Save it with the GAs to try and let GA to cover instead. But this is really, really strong, Draxx, honestly. Like, it feels like your Pharah is doing really, really well, and you're doing really, like, well to like help enable her. It's just unfortunate that she's not playing as much cover as, like, for example, in this scenario, where she's positioned, there is actually physically no, like, cover that you could get to. Like, pretty much your closest cover is going to be when she kind of, like, obviously now she started dropping, would be to play over here. Which is sadly, like, a little bit frustrating. And I would say if it gets a little bit higher ranks and she's doing, and if you find someone that's, like, doing stuff like this, I just would wait until she comes into, like, a little bit more safer cover, what's safer for you, and then obviously try and help her. You do really well so far. I would look to try and, like, GA, like, towards the cover. Okay. We needed to drop quicker, though. So, you know the soldier is going to be here. And this all comes from, like, basically, you're kind of hanging about here, right? You want to GA over to this wall here. Your Pharah then goes into re-engage. You can go in. If you see the soldier start shooting you, let go of your angelic descent, right? You can literally just let go of it, and it'll just kind of drop you, like, straight to the floor. Or you can, like, kind of mix between, like, hitting it and not hitting it, and it makes you, like, descend, like, I don't know, like, at weird rates and stuff like that, so it makes you harder to hit and stuff, so it drops you down by this wall. It doesn't matter if you're not with your Pharah 24/7, it gives you a chance for you to maybe get some heals off your BAP, or, like, be safe, and then you can GA up, and obviously, what's it called, help your Pharah now, okay? But that's fine. Obviously, it's very, very hard to what's called. It's really hard to play Pharah once again on this third point, because it's so open. But it's all good. We're going to see what keeps on happening now. Obviously, you wanted to try and get into your BAP. Perfect. Your BAP ends up sadly falling to the Coalescence. And you just kind of like hang about in the Coalescence, right? Instead of just like hanging about in the Coalescence, you want to be kind of flinging yourself back and either like playing these barrels or like playing like around these like bits of cover and stuff like that, alright? Because you kind of like just hung about. It looks like you're going to go for the res. In those kind of scenarios, especially when they have so many like people with large amounts of damage on the point, there's no way you're going to be able to get that res off. So it's just better just to let him like come back naturally and just play that cover, okay?
The payload is advancing as it should.
once your Doom was quite healthy here, because obviously you have the BAP coming back with you as well, I don't mind you putting on the beam, especially when it's like a little bit critical. I'd then be going up to your Pharah and GA into this room and just kind of like play in here somehow. I know it's weird playing Pharah on this map, I'm gonna be honest, but it's fine. We use Valk. I don't mind this Valk. Just once again, like, be sure to be pushing that damage boost. Like, once this Doomfist is quite full HP and he's going in for the slam, going for the damage boost instead of just, like, stood here, like, healing people. Nice damage boost on the barrage, though. And we're just going to end up just pushing it in a little bit. I want to be getting my Glock out here. Instead, you can damage boost Baptiste. Baptiste actually does so much damage, like, especially when damage boosts and stuff like that. He's basically, like, another DPS for your team. So just, like, be sure to damage boost him when people are coming out them windows and stuff like that. I'd fly up. Okay. Once the Winston kind of dives in, fly up to your Pharah and GA away, because you can still help people on point if needed to, and obviously help your Pharah over here if you need to. Because now you're kind of like just taking unnecessary damage from the Doom. Sorry, the Winston. You don't need to be still on point here. Like, there's no need for you to be still on point during that team fight and stuff like that. Just get yourself away from the fight. So overall, Draxx, honestly, it's quite strong so far, especially because your Pharah is actually kind of, your Pharah and your Doom are doing a lot here. Kind of like one thing I'm going to say to you right now is we need to work on your beam management, where it's like we need to focus on when to damage boost, when to heal a little bit more, like specifically like in your Valk and stuff like that, because I felt like we needed to damage boost a little bit more in like certain parts of the Valks and stuff. So it's like when people are like quite healthy and quite high HP, you can go and damage boost people, and also try to like see when people are nearly finishing off a kill and stuff like that. Like, for example, there was a point where the Sombra hacks the Winston on the point. You can like go and damage boost that, and it's just your general like kind of following Pharah. Like, I feel as though you're kind of struggling a little bit with following the Pharah at some points. So yeah, I love the skin, by the way. I know we switched to the honeybee one. It's actually one of my favorites. It's so cute. Yeah, so let's see. So I don't like how you're already like starting off here. You want to be starting off on this high ground with the Pharah. I'm hoping that we realize that in a second. But yeah, we'll see. Please go up to the high ground. Yep. Okay, nice. Yeah, you want to be going in. Nice. You want to be going in with that room with her. I hate the lampposts on this map. They are so annoying. It's the same thing. You want to be using the cover a little bit more when you're pocketing this Pharah. You want to be, when she's like at this chokehold, you want to be, what's it called? Up here. I was on my phone before it starts. Okay, but just a quick tip, Draxx. So obviously, I don't want you to like be caught out like right at the beginning like this. Just a lot of times, especially DPS, specifically like hit scans and stuff like that, they will normally start the round on this high ground. So you want to be with them on this high ground, damage boosting them like your Pharah was at the beginning. Now your Pharah is like up in the air like this. You now want to be GAing over to this wall and using your angelic descent on this wall and stuff like that. So yeah. So you see what I mean? But it's like you're playing very, I mean, obviously it's not your fault because the Pharah is playing very out in the open and stuff like that. I don't think there's really anything you could have really like done apart from obviously like GA'd over like to maybe this wall and stuff like that here. It's just very hard when your Pharah is playing so out in the open like that. Like, it's fine when she was like playing at the choke, but then as soon as she starts pushing in like that, it can be really hard to keep up with her, especially when there's like no cover on this map. We're gonna see what we can do here. Nice. I love this like rotation from you. It's like at those little moments though where you can flick the damage boost on. Like when the Doomfist is going in for a charge punch and stuff like that, you can then go in and damage boost. Okay? Obviously anti to be going in heal, which is nice. Same thing though, you could just flick the damage boost on. What's it called? When that happens. Is your Pharah back now? Yeah, you now need to be looking for your Pharah for coming back. because at the moment you're very tunnel vision onto this Doomfist. You have this Kiriko that can help the Doomfist, so you now need to be looking out for this Pharah. Your Pharah's up in the air. You could just literally GA up onto her and GA onto this high ground, and then you can like, what's it called? You can play up here, okay? I love it. I need to just like utilize these high grounds a little bit more, because it's so much safer for you to be on these high grounds and stuff rather than obviously what's it called. August, you are so like, I don't know how on earth what's it called, the Junkrat, like what's it called, how like the Junkrat did not see you whatsoever. Okay. But it's fine, we'll move on. We got the res, it's all good. Lovely. Love that damage boost as well. Let's click onto it. I just feel as though like your position is good, Draxx. I'm gonna be honest. It's just I feel as though you're really struggling to keep up with this Pharah. I don't know whether you've spent a lot of time pocketing Pharahs before. You should like be with your Pharah, by the way, here. I don't know if you've spent a lot of time pocketing Pharahs before. But I think if you haven't, I definitely recommend looking into some practice with pocketing Pharahs. And like where you can play from safely and stuff like that. Obviously, I know a lot of it like comes like with time and stuff like that. Lovely ping, by the way. Nice bout. Lovely res. I love that res on cover. Very nice. Once again, it's with this Valk where you need to be like once again playing this cover. This Honor is very DPS-y on you, so you need to like be looking for that cover once you've got that res off. Even when you're in Valk. Played away from the tire, that's good. You can't save your Doom here. Okay. I feel as though there's like a lot of the times where you're trying to look to see if you can save your Doom, and he's like in this back line, okay? There's going to be scenarios where you just cannot save your Doomfist, or you cannot help your Doomfist, because sadly Doomfist and Mercy together is like a duo, not looking at any of the rest of the team. They don't synergize too great together, especially when you have like, you know, other flying heroes and stuff like that. You know, Doomfist works a lot better with people that can heal him from a range, like, you know, like Zen or Brig, and also works a lot better with people like Honors and Kiris, rather than someone like a Mercy, for example. So I would just, like, as soon as you know he's in there and he's in way too deep, don't, like, what's it called? Don't go and help there, and just, like, go and help. Yeah, I could say Life Weaver too, maybe Draxx. But I've not played enough Life Weaver, though, to, like, test out between the two. Lovely jiggle peeking, though, here. Love this. Don't drop. Okay. As soon as you know this, what's it called? As soon as you know this visor's up, you just wait for this visor to end, okay? I love this jiggle peeking. This jiggle peeking was perfect, okay? But then as soon as she falls, just hide. Stay. And then you can kind of like count out and know when the visor's ended. Once that visor's ended, you can then get your beam on someone and help. Remember, your Kiriko has a Zuzu. She can like help people. She can also TP herself out. Sombra can translocate out. There's nobody that you need to like really help out in this scenario. You could just wait for the visor to finish or like near finish, and then go in and like drop down behind the point and res. Okay. So overall, it's just what's it called? Go in when you don't need to. We end up being peeing. Kiriko gets the honor. 60 seconds. Incoming. I will just wait for you to get back and then see what happens after this. Obviously, you don't want to end up like C9 or anything like that because it's very close. So I'd be very wary of C9 right now. Lovely, nice. Leave the healing to Kiriko for that. And same thing, flick onto the damage boost. I was writing, yeah, it's alright. Oh, and they've lost one now. Once again, use that damage boost, nice. Yeah, it's the same thing with the cover again. You can use this like section of cover over here instead of like being hanging out in the open. Oh, I can't flick onto you anymore because of what's it called? That person's left. No. Okay, I've got to like go back a second. Alright, remind me not to flick off you now. Because I can't do it when someone leaves. I can't flick across people for some reason. The limitations of console, am I right? But it is what it is. So, helping your Pharah, obviously great. You need to now be playing this cover instead of obviously being hanging out in the open. Because this on is very, very, very DPS-y of you. If you see a Sombra, there's no need to like really help her like in them kind of scenarios. I'd still be with your Pharah here. Yeah. Because once again, you still have that Kiriko to help your Doom. You don't need to be contesting this either. This is not your job to contest this point. You literally just, all you need to do for your job here is just play off to the side with the Pharah. You have the Doomfist, you have like, basically like, everyone else can contest this apart from you. Like, you are like, you're basically the last person that you want to be like contesting at this point, basically. It's fine. Just helping the Doom. Nice pings. Once we get away from it now, though, you just need to create that distance from the Winston sometimes, okay? And you end up winning it. So, overall, Draxx, I felt as though it was, once again, a quite, like, good, strong VOD from you as well. Like, I think a bit of improvement as well from the last one that I saw of you. I would like to say that your, like, I feel as though your game knowledge is coming along a lot with your, like, general, like, just playing Overwatch. Like, I feel as though you played enough Overwatch now that you're starting to get the game a little bit more and, like, know about it a lot more. Main thing I want you to focus on is really focus on playing with Pharahs or playing with flying heroes a little bit more and using that cover, using that cancelling the GA as well. Because I just feel as though you don't have enough. It feels like looking at it that you are struggling to keep up with the Pharah quite a lot. And a lot of that comes with like practice and like time and stuff like that. So focusing a Pharah is usually a lot different to focusing someone like an Ashe, for example. Because Ashe normally likes to stay on the ground, very kind of stationary and like one spot until she's used like her coach gun and stuff like that. Whereas with a Pharah, she's constantly like all over the place. Same with an Echo as well. So just you need to practice on kind of going through and doing like, you know, playing with the Pharahs basically. I think another thing as well is you're kind of flicking onto the damage boost a little bit more on like other abilities. This is kind of something that obviously comes with a little bit more like practice and time and stuff like that. Just kind of, for example, when your Doomfist is going in to use this like slam or going in to engage, this isn't like go in and follow him, but you can start off with a damage boost on those like first initial abilities and then go back to your Pharah because it will just help out with like, you know, getting in there kind of thing. But yeah, I think overall, Draxx, your movements and your general like kind of positioning when it's not in like a big team fight is really, really great. Just be sure not to panic when the team fight gets a little bit longer and a little bit more stressful. Don't try to panic and be like, oh my gosh, I've got to be on the point and stuff like that. There's always other people that can contest unless if like, you're in your Valk and stuff like that, or if like you are the only one that can contest and stuff like that. But a lot of the time when all your team is alive, you don't need to be the one that's on the point. But yeah, hopefully that all kind of answered your questions, Draxx, and hopefully you enjoyed that VOD. Once again, thank you so much to everyone that's been chilling out on YouTube and also on Twitch. You guys can get your own VOD views. They are for 5,000 channel points, and I do them every single Monday on my Twitch. So just come and like hop down, come and lurk in my streams, or of course you come and say hi to my lovely community as well over there. More than welcome to, you know, do so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Bye!